Have I done a Puma for the channel? Is this the first Puma sneaker for the channel? That's a question I asked myself when I was researching this. If you know my channel, you know I do daily content every single day about upcoming sneaker releases, and we're on day something 600 and something of consecutive content on YouTube. Not a single day missed, and still churning out the content. What I do is I check out some upcoming sneakers, I find one to talk about on a given day, research it, find out as much as I can about it, and then I talk to you guys about it so you know what's coming down the line. And this is one of the things I was like, gosh, is this the first Puma that I've ever done for the channel? Which is not unusual. I mean, Nike dominates the sneaker scene. I would say maybe 80% of the videos on my channel are from Nike, and then the next 15% from Adidas, and then the remaining 5% is things like Reebok and New Balance and things like that, Asics. And I was like, Puma, have I ever done one? Some people say Puma, and I don't really want to get into different places in different parts of the world, Nike versus Nike, Puma versus Puma. I say Puma because that's what we say where I'm from in the UK. If you say Puma, that's fine, but let's just not get into the different pronunciations. But anyway, so I was, have I ever done a Puma sneaker for the channel before? Turns out I've done one, something diamondy or something like that. I'll put a picture of it behind me here. I can't remember what it was, but something diamondy. It was like 18 months ago or something like that. It was quite old. So this is the second Puma that I've done for the channel, and there's actually two of them. They're both RS, Puma RS. One's RS 2K and the other one's RS Fast, and they're both emojis. That's the sort of theme that's going on with these shoes. So, but Puma, though, the thing is, I love Puma. It's kind of weird that I've only done one video, but I love the classic Puma look. You know, I'm not a huge fan of their sort of innovative kind of up-to-date stuff. It's just a classic, simple sort of black and white silhouette that I really dig with the Puma line. So when they keep it simple, I'm a big fan. But then when they kind of get like today, I'm not there's a few things on today's sneakers that I'm a bit about, not least of all the fact that I think that it's a complete back to school fail, but we'll get into all that today. So without further ado, let's do that. Let's look at these two sneakers, the Nike RS 2K and the Nike, I just called it Nike. I always leave the little mistakes in the videos, so I hope you appreciate that. Either that or laugh at it. Either way, I'm going to do it. So the Puma, RS 2K and the Puma RS Fast Emojis. This is the Tokyo About It 23 Sneaker Channel. Tokyo About It 23 Sneaker Channel des.毎日アップするので、毎日見てください. Every single day from Tokyo, Japan, I bring you content about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news, and sneaker reviews. And today, what we're looking at is two Puma sneakers, both RSs, one the 2K and one the Fast, but they're both this emoji theme. And I was saying at the start of this video in the introduction that I do love that classic Puma silhouette sort of colorway. You know, hopefully I've found one to put behind me here. One of my all-time favorite shoes was a white Puma with the black swoosh. Can we call it a swoosh? I know Nike's got the swoosh. I'm not entirely sure what the Puma thing's called. Let me know in the comments down below if you know what that's called. But the simple white shoe, black detailing, very, very simple. I loved it very much, and I actually remember the day they fell apart. I wore these things for 4 or 5 years very, very comfortably, and then all of a sudden one day the entire midsole, outsole section of, I think it was the right shoe, completely detached from the upper. I was shocked. I was like, whoa, that shouldn't happen. And it looks like there's stitching that runs around the top of the midsole that would hold the midsole to the upper, but that was just for show. All that held the midsole to the upper was glue, basically, within the midsole, not like around the edge of the midsole. So the bottom of the upper, the top of the midsole, stuck together with glue, and that stitching around the outside was just, you know, Puma trolling me, and I was shocked. These beautiful shoes that I loved so much were held together by glue, and they just went at the front and then completely, and I lost the entire midsole outsole section of one of the shoes. I tried to find ways to stick it back on. A friend of mine who's good at those kind of things, made his own glue effectively, tried to use that. It didn't take. So very sad to lose one of my favorite pairs of shoes. One of the earliest pairs of shoes that I ever had as a young man at university, when I first started to get into sneakers, we're talking like 20-25 years ago, was a green pair of Puma with the white swoosh or detailing on the side, and they were kind of a felty sort of suede material, a really nice pair of shoes as well, but again in that simple kind of standard Puma silhouette slash colorway. Whereas today what we're looking at, and hopefully behind me here you're getting to see the two shoes going back and forward, the 2Ks and the Fasts. And they're a I don't know, an evolution of the Puma sneakers that I've never really kept track of. All that classic stuff, yes. All this modern stuff is stuff that's new to me. But that's an opportunity for me to research and tell you guys about what I find out about these shoes, which is what I'm going to do right now as we get into this. So looking at these shoes, there's a few details going on. I said at the start of this video that this is a back to school fail. As far as I'm concerned, for two reasons. One is putting emojis, and they're detachable emojis. It's the 2Ks where the emojis can go around the back on the heel, and they like stick on and peel off. I'm not kidding. The comment I wrote in my notes in research of this video was, "Is this the felt that we used to use at preschool?" I don't know about you guys, but when I was at preschool, we used to have these like felt boards where you could put up pictures, like a farm. And you put the barn over here, the cows over there, the ducks in the pond over here on this felt board, and when you want to move them around, they just move very, very easily. So as soon as I saw, especially it's the 2Ks I think that have that felt looking heel and 3 emojis. Now with the 2Ks I think it's fire, peace, and the crying, laughing emoji. And like I say, they stick onto the back of these guys on the felt on the back of them. And then the other one, the fasts, and before we get into that fail about back to school fail, the other one, what they have on there, I think it's like a swearing emoji, so that the mouth is not blacked out, but covered up with not icons, but symbols and things, because the emoji is swearing, and thumbs up, and also the crying, laughing emojis. But they look like they have holes in them, and one of them has a chain. So I think on the fast, it's actually hang tags that you can choose which one you want to hang on the side of the shoe, whereas on the 2Ks, it's that felt on the heel. Now, I don't know that for a fact. These shoes do not have a big sort of pre-drop history going on. There's not a lot of promotional materials. That's one of the reasons why I haven't done Puma for the channel very much, is because Nike give you weeks and even months to prep videos and know what's coming down the line. Adidas, usually weeks, but New Balance, Reebok, in the case of these guys, Puma, Asics, they rarely give you much time to sort of work it out, and it's the case with these guys. The drop date's August 22nd, and this video is probably going to go up in about August 13th, which is usually what I do, about a week and a half in advance. And all I found is one place on Kicks on Fire where they have these shoes. Haven't found them anywhere else, but as far as I can tell, and if I've got this wrong, I apologise, but as far as I can tell, is that the 2Ks, it's that felt sort of stick on, peel off thing going with those 3 emojis on the heel, whereas on the fasts, it looks like hang tags. So anyway, getting back to the getting away from that preschool felt thing, and getting back to that big back to school fail. The reason why I think it's a back to school fail is, to me, what this looks like is an early August, mid-August release that's meant to coincide with school going back into session. Emojis, kids, I'd imagine maybe grade school, you might get up into junior high school, but kind of unlikely. But that's the sort of target audience that I think they would have gone for. And they're a fail, because I don't think kids would like them. Period. I don't think kids would look at these and be like, cool, I can have a thumbs up on my heel, I'm getting them for going back to school. I just don't think that's how kids roll. I'm just not feeling it, unless they're very young. We're talking like primary 3 or 4 grades, 4 or 5, I think that would be the equivalent in the US. So I just don't feel like this is a shoe that kids are going to get into. I'm pretty sure adults wouldn't either. I just don't know what market they're kind of targeting with this one. And the other one is because the biggest market is the US market, and back to school in August is looking more and more unlikely for many people. So if Puma were aiming for that back to school crowd, then it might not be happening, because people just aren't going back to school. They're going to be going to digital learning and things like that. So for me, it's a bit of a fail, and that's the story of the coronavirus season, though. Most of the times what we've been talking about is athletics and the Olympics, and shoes that were designed to drop and then to coincide with the Olympics not happening because the Olympics have been pushed back a year. But now here's another casualty of that, the back to school movement. I remember some of the biggest shoe tubers, Bullet RC and Tony D, I think, specifically, two of them, their videos, their most watched videos were back to school videos. So the whole back to school kind of wave seems to have dissipated in the face of this coronavirus, this pandemic. So sorry, Puma, just not feeling the shoe and just not feeling the timing of it. I don't think it's going to work out for you guys, but that's not going to stop me showing a couple of details on them. I've already probably shown you the emojis on the two different ones, the 2Ks and the fasts. But there's another particular thing I want to look at. I want to look at the lateral side of both, because that's where you get the branding. On the 2Ks, you can see that Puma swoosh that I was talking about before. I know it's not called a swoosh. The swoosh on Nike is supposed to represent the basketball like swooshing into the net, whereas with Puma it definitely doesn't do that, so it wouldn't be called a swoosh. But whatever that branding is on the lateral side, you can see it here in the 2Ks. But then when we flip it out to the fast, you see that they've dropped that Puma branding on the lateral side, but they've gone with the actual Puma animal itself, which is maybe the second distinctive Puma branding out there. I'm pretty sure both shoes on the medial side don't have much branding at all. I know with the 2Ks they dropped that Puma branding completely, and you wouldn't know which company made the shoe looking at the medial side, but I think it's the same on the fasts as well. And then the other thing to look at, since we're talking about the fast, we'll stay on the fast lateral side and zoom in on what's up, which is what it says, like pretty much dead center on the lateral side on there. And then if we go back to the 2Ks, you see at the bottom of the lacing system where the Dubrays would be on, say, an Air Force One, you can see there it also says that what's up sort of motif or detailing piece of branding design on there. So all in all, I'm a bit confused by the shoes. Hopefully you've got a feel for them, what the emojis are doing. Maybe you agree or disagree with that sort of hang tag statement I made about the fasts, and whether or not these shoes should or shouldn't be dropping. Like I say, I mean, I've got a long history with the standard Puma silhouettes, but these guys are just a bit out of my realm, and maybe I'm out of touch. Maybe this is exactly what the kids are looking for out there. I mean, I'm 44, so I'm like 30 years away from anyone who might be looking at this shoe and thinking about buying it. So maybe I'm out of touch. But either way, you can let me know in the comments down below if you agree or disagree with me. For now, though, it is almost 1 o'clock in the morning. On what day is it now? Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. I had a long day out with the family today. We're in the middle of my 1-week summer holiday, and came back late. So finally getting this video done. I won't edit it tonight. It's Thursday's video, so I've already got Wednesday's video ready to go. I'll edit it tomorrow at some point. So time for me to say good night. Thank you guys for checking out the content. I hope you truly appreciate it. I truly appreciate you checking it out. And I'll just remind you that I do this every single day, which means that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.